All right, today we are talking about using estimation when dividing by two-digit numbers. So I want you to be on page 616 in your book, because we're actually going to read along together a little bit, okay? So at the bottom, it says in lesson 92, we learned a method to help us divide by two-digit numbers. The problems in that lesson were chosen so that using the first digit to guess the division answer would work. However, this method does not always work. So we're going to talk about what will happen because we would guess based on the first digit of the divisor how to divide, but that's not always going to work. So we're going to talk about what to do when that doesn't work, basically. So if we look at the top of page 617 in our first example, well, I guess it's not even the example. Well, we'll just call it number 1 for the sake of numbering it. It says the first digit trick for 19 into 59. So 59 divided by 19. So the first digit trick that we learned in lesson 92 would be that you think to yourself, how many times can 1 fit into 5? So how many times can 1 fit into 5? Can fit in 5 times, right? And you don't have to be writing this down, please, because we're going to get it wrong. So just watch. All right, so let's say we say that it fits in 5 times. Well, if we were to multiply 19 times 5, we would end up with 95. That's much too large. So it doesn't always work. That was kind of our starter trick, but that doesn't always work to look at the first digit going into the first digit, okay? So what can we do in this case? Or first off, can you tell why it didn't work? It didn't work because we way underestimated right here. By looking at just the 1, that'd be like thinking if this number was 10, but this number is 19, it's very close to 20. And so what would be better, so that way it does not always work. It's a good place to start, but if that doesn't work, then we got to move on. Instead, what we can do is, as I just said, that 19 is almost 20, right? So to help us guess how many times 19 fits into 59, I'm going to take both numbers and round them to the nearest 10. So I end up with 60, and how many times can 60 be divided by 20? So I'm taking both of my numbers and rounding them, and I'm just trying to get my guess for what number I need to put up here. So how many times will 20 fit into 60? 20 will fit into 60 3 times. If you count 20, 40, 60, there'd be 3 20s there. So then it's a logical guess that 19 will fit into 59 3 times. So then let's multiply to find out. So 19 times 3, so we divide, because remember our steps of division: divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down, right? Those are our 5 steps of division. So anyways, we divided. Now we're going to go 19 times 3. So 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 more 57. Well, that looks a lot better than 95, doesn't it? So we can, it is correct that 59 can be divided by 19 3 times. So we divided, we multiplied, now we need to subtract, get a 2. We check. Check means is the remainder bigger than the divisor? So is 2 bigger than 19? No, it is not. So we're probably on the right check, on the right track. And then I wrote a check mark. I meant to put bring down. I feel, guys, like the longer we do distance learning, the more mistakes I make on my math videos. Or maybe I made just as many mistakes when we were in class together, but I wasn't recording them, so they didn't stick out much. Anyway, bring down, but there is nothing to bring down here, so we're just going to write this up as a remainder. 3 remainder 2 would be our answer there. So we can try the same thing in the example problem. Okay, this one I would like you to copy down with me if you haven't already. If you did copy that one down, that's fine, but pick up right here and start writing with me. So now we're going to look at how many times will 19 fit into 595. Well, it's kind of nice they picked this as the example problem because it actually has this in it, doesn't it? we already figured out that 19 fits into 59 3 times, so I can just put a 3 right there. And I already know that 3 times 19 is 57. And I already know that when I subtract that, I'm going to get 2. So now I just need to bring down the 5. And now how many times will 19 fit into 25? It'll fit in 1 time. And then I multiply. 1 times 19 is 19. And then I'm going to subtract. 15 minus 9 is 6. And so I get 31, remainder 6. So that is how we divide by 2-digit numbers using estimation. Then if you pause the video and do 2 practice problems, and then you will be on your way. So I would like you to do, let's do lesson practice C and lesson practice E. So go ahead and pause the video and do both of those problems, and then restart once you're completed to check your work. All right, so for letter C, we have 121 divided by 29. So I'm going to think 30 here. My estimate is 120 divided by 30. And I know that 3 fits into 12 4 times. So I'm going to say that I think that 29 can be divided into 121 4 times. So then I'm going to multiply to figure out what 29 times 4 is, because that's not a fact that I have memorized. 8, 9, 10, 11, oh, 116. Yeah, so it looks like we're on the right track. And then I'm going to subtract. 11 minus 6 is 5. And so I check 5 is less than 29, so I'm on the right track. There's nothing to bring down, so this is my remainder. So you should have gotten 4 remainder 5. Now if you didn't get 4 remainder 5, rewatch what I just did and see if you can figure out where you made your mistake. Okay, lesson practice E. We have 829, and we're dividing it by 48. So my rounded problem, I'm going to do 50 into 800. 800 divided by 50. So I know that 5 will fit into 80. Well, let's see here. 5 fits into 48 times. So 5 will fit into 80. Oh, you know, we could just do 50 into 80. That would be another way to do it. 50 fits into 80 once. We can do it that way. That'd be a little easier. So I'm going to do 50 fits into 80 1 time. And then I'm going to subtract 50. And I get a 30, and I check this is less than 50, so I'm good. And then I bring this down. And then 50 goes into 300. That would be what, 2, 4, 6 times. So yeah, it would work to estimate with that 50 fits to 800. That sounds logical. Okay, so now let's take 48, and we're going to multiply it by this 16 to see if that'll work for us. So I know it's a lot of multiplication and stuff, but it's just what we have to do. So 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 to 6 to 7, 28. 0, 8, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only got 768, and I'm looking at 829, and I'm thinking I can probably fit 48 in there more than 16 times. So I'm going to say maybe we'll fit in 17 times. I'm going to add one more 48 on. 8, 16, 10, 11, 800. Oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to say it fits in 17 times. I'm going to show you 2 different ways that we could have done this problem. This is one way, okay? And I end up with 17 remainder 13. So using my estimate and then going from there is one way to do it. I'm actually going to show you a second way to do this one. because it might make more sense to you. You could just go 48 into 82, and you could say, well, I think that's only going to fit once, because like we said, 50 and 80 fits in once. And then I could do 1 times 48 is 48, and subtract. 34, and then I could bring down the 9. And so you might have chosen to solve it this way. Either way will get you the correct answer. 48 into 349. Then we just have to be doing some guessing and checking. And so 48 is close to 50. So, but it's a little less than 50. So we could say, well, 50 would fit into 300 6 times. But then I've got that 49 left over. So I'm going to say 7 times, which obviously we know that it does from up here. But then we'd have to do 48 times 7 to figure out what number we're subtracting here. And 7 times 4 is 28, plus 5 is 33. And then when we subtract, again, we get our remainder of 13. So either one of those methods will work. Whatever one works better for you, you can use either way to get the same answer. Okay? So now you can go ahead and go back to Google Classroom to do your assignment for today. Remember, as always, if you have questions, you can chime right into the Google Meet during my office hours. If it's outside of my office hours, you can still send me a message over Hangouts. I might not be available right away, but I should be able to get back with you within an hour or two at the most. Okay. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow.